He is an ardent devotee of our beloved Swami, who has devoted his life to the service at Bhagwan's lotus feet. He served as the National Devotion Coordinator in Guyana, and he was instrumental in starting the Breed Loop Sai Center over there. He is here to share his perspective and also narrate some of his inspiring Sai experiences. So please join me in welcoming Pandit Kupchand ji, Sai.
With Sai-Lo, I say Sai-Ram. We cannot say Sai-Ram without having Sai's love. Sai's love is transcendental. It has no limit. It has no borders. And I am happy that he has given me the permission to be here with you. And it is my honor that I say Ati Dhanibad. Thank you very much. The world today spins on the axis of selfishness, but through Baba's grace, he has made us, as it were, ambassadors to change the current and flow of these different obstructions in our life and in the world's progress towards harmony, peace, love. This testimony I have was just 3 years after I have accepted Baba. I don't know still whether he has accepted me. But in my own little way, I have accepted him. And so I would like to share with you my personal access to him. When God touches you, the people and the world are never the same. You see them as yourself, their aspirations, their goal, their love, their pains, their sufferings is transformed into yours. You begin to see, to feel and experience a new joy and happiness. A new and more meaningful horizon opens up to you. Life becomes more beautiful to live. And a whole host of new avenues falls in your way. You start to blossom like a rose in spring. This is really what has happened with me. What I am experiencing, how I feel, and what I'm going to tell you will certainly sound like a fairy tale. Unbelievable and border on some form of insanity. A God-infused heart makes people become like crazy people in front of the ordinary people. Some of you may even say that I have made up this story to hoodwink you into believing that the Lord has specially chosen me to tell you about Him, to influence you in a way to worship, to remove your own traditional belief system, and to let you change the name of God you have known all your life. As I said, this was the message I gave 3 years. I came in the mission in 1985. However, you may view what I will say will in no way affect me. If, however, you understand that life has much more to offer in following a spiritual path, and you decide to walk on that path, then I would have considered my effort rewarding. If, on the other hand, you choose your eyes to what I will say, then I will feel sorry that you decide on the contrary, not to forge ahead into your spiritual life. For mine is not merely an intellectual grasp or understanding of information, read or heard, but genuine experience in my own life. We know as well that experience and realization of truth is far more important than a mere intellectual grasp of information. And information, having grasped without putting it into effect, then the information becomes useless, as it were garbage which we take control of our own. The purpose of information is to cause transformation. I was taught, trained, and believed that God is bodiless and could never be in a human form. For how can that God become flesh and blood? For He will suffer as I do, experience all the dualities that I am experiencing. His power would be limited. This is how I was thinking then. I thought too that I had a fair knowledge of the Vedas, the Upanishad, the Gita, the Ramayana, and other holy texts. I considered myself then very learned. I could have conquered any person in an argument, in a confrontation, whether Christian, whether Muslim, whether whoever. I felt that I had all the ammunition at my grasp and I could just demolish it. That's how I felt. And I considered that I was the best in the society. Yes, that's exactly how I felt. But being touched by the grace of Baba, Sai Lord, my ego, which was that, I was a very egoistic man. And I walk, as Julius Caesar said, I walk on earth like a colossus, and all men look pity under my huge legs. That's how I felt at that time. I now realize that I am no better, no more learned, no more religious, no more better than any person. This position today, through His grace, that I hold, it's the best thing that has ever happened to me as an individual in this life. Sometimes I curse myself that how didn't I know about Him before? But why did I know Him before? My ego was blocking my vision. And all egoistic people will be like that. You can't see, experience, realize, know what is love, what is harmony, what is peace, what is oneness, what is goodness, what is richness. Now I realize what it means to work on the ego. The word moksha, liberation, comes from moha and chaya. Moha means this infatuation, and chaya means the destruction of. So when the moha is chaya destroyed, then liberation is there for certain. I want to feel in my own humble way that I am on that path through His grace and His mercy and His compassion to me, a struggling child. In my earlier years, I always told my dharmapatni, that's my wife, look, if God takes birth, then He would have a very hard time to tell me that He's God. Because I will prove to Him that He's not God from the Vedas. Now, look at my arrogance here. That if God comes and I am ready to challenge that God, my ego was so big that I was ready to challenge the Lord. We never believed in God in a human form. Never. For the Natasya Pratimasti says the Vedas. Rig Veda says Natasya Pratimasti. There is no measurement. There is no way that could be God. But Baba himself says, you can worship the stone and the photograph as God, but know that the photograph and the stone is not God. He himself said so. So we have to be very careful. Once in our study circle, I raised the question. I said, Sathya Sai Baba is, at that time I was the chairman for the group, and I was the spiritual coordinator for Guyana. I said, Sathya Sai Baba is not God. So everybody was shocked. I am the spiritual coordinator of this mission. I am the chairman for this center. And here the chairman and the spiritual coordinator saying Sai Baba is not God. So I said, yes, he's not God. They said, Pandit, how can you see it? I said, I'm seeing it, you disprove it. So they say, they can't see anything, the brain get numb. They can't think. For a person like me to tell them that Sai Baba is not God. But indeed, Sai Baba is not God. You think I'm saying wrong? No. Who you think is Sai Baba? That body. And the body will perish. The body is destructible. But we believe that which is saying through the body is God. That is the true sign, not this body. But we have become so accustomed to attach so much importance to body. We need to transcend 3 levels of our being to understand and appreciate who the Sai Baba truly is. First, our emotional level. And our emotional level is subjected to this body. This is where all the emotions are, the body. That's why we are still, most of us are still at the body level. But we need to move to the second level. From the emotional level to the intellectual or educational, informational level. So when we have information, and information without transformation is useless. So we have to utilize the information for transformation. So when we reach at the intellectual level, then we have our discriminating power becomes double-fold. So we start recognizing the subtlety of the factors and forces that we are interplaying with in our home and outside of our home, in the society and out of the society. We start becoming wiser and we start to look beyond all these different things that are coming to us. We have to sift it because things are all these different parts. Baba says we eat with our eyes, we eat with our ears, we eat with our nose, we eat with our mouth, we eat with our hands. What is eating? Eating is ingesting. So we are ingesting things with our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, our hands, our feet, our body. So that is eating. All things are eating. All the senses are eating. So we have to strain them. We have to get them straight so that when we eat, the process of digestion, part of the food is transformed into flesh and blood, and the rest passes out. So the same process we have to go through at the intellectual level. So when we move from the emotional level to the intellectual level, then we have to transcend also the intellectual level to the spiritual level, dharmic level. And that level makes us see unity, act unifiedly, and everything else, because we do not at that level see distinction in terms of body. Like I was telling the kids in the Balvikas or the Sathya spiritual class, I am a Hindu, I am Guyanese, I am Muslim, I am Christian, I am Zoroastrian, I am a Taoist, I am a Shintoist, I am a Buddhist. So I asked them, in those statements, what is false? In all those statements I made, what do you think is false? And what is true? You know what is true? I am. All the rest of the statement behind I am is false. What is false is changing. And what is changing is not permanent. what I am. I'm permanent. And that is what Baba's stress is. That see, I am everywhere. I am male, you say I am female. This I am associates itself with all these things, but yet it is none of those things. So we have to be at the critical, analytical level to understand, to appreciate, and to ingest this deeply in our consciousness, subconsciousness, unconsciousness. I ask also, is this world real? Is your mother and father real? Your brother, sister, is this building real? Is Sai Baba real? Is Rama, Krishna, Jesus, Allah, are they real? They say, yes, it is real. I said, yes. But still they are unreal. How is that? If you say if they are real, how they are unreal? In deep sleep, where is your mother and father? Where is Sai Baba? Where is this world? In deep sleep, they don't exist. The person who is conscious knows that it exists. So in wakeful state, Jagrata Avasthami, sab kuch Sathya hai. In the wakeful state, everything is real. In the dream state, Swapna Avasthami, to Thora Satya. It is somewhat real and yet unreal. In dreaming state, you're going like that. You dream that you're riding an elephant. When you wake up, there is no elephant. So in that avastha, that state, it is true and untrue. But in sushupti, in deep sleep, none exists. And then there is a fourth stage, the spiritual state, we call turiya, where only, how do I express that? Only consciousness, only being is there. At that level, there is no two, there is one. This is why Baba is reconstructing the theories from long ago when we say Ahamasmi, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma. He has changed all of it. He said, don't say Aham Brahmasmi anymore. Because I am, Aham, I am, Brahma, Brahma, Asmi, Am. I am Brahma. So I am is one and Brahma is two. So that is still a state of duality. But he says, no. What is the new statement you think he says? Aham aham asmi. Aham aham asmi. I am. That is real. But aham brahmasmi is not real. Aham aham asmi. I am. That's all. When we come to that level of deep understanding and appreciation, then we cannot see distinction. In all my life, I don't know how to thank Baba for what he has done for me. If the whole world turns upside down and go against him, I will not go against him. No. Only recently, I went into my grandson. He is 12 years old. I said, my son, Pandit, he said, teach me how to go in the internet. This body is 81 years old, right? So I said, teach me to go in the internet. He said, Nana, you want to see? Go in the internet? Yes, sir. So I went to the internet. And oh my God, the things that I have found there. If my faith, Shraddhavan Lavati Jnanam, says the Vedic enunciation, Shraddhavan Lavati Jnanam, the faithful knows, understands, and experiences Jnanam. Satyam Anantam. Right? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So Jnanam, Brahma. So the knowledge that this is why Shraddhavan Labhati Jnanam. He who has faith has achieved God. But we must not be as Lord Jesus says. He says and he warns everybody, if thy faith be small as a mustard seed, ye shall move mountains. If thy faith be small as a mustard seed, ye shall move mountains. This is why Hanuman Baba had that faith. When he said, Jai Shri Ram, he lifted the mountain. That is the little mustard seed of faith he had in the name. This is why the mountain moved. We have a far way to go. Very far way to go. I do not want to burden you more. But I want to leave with you, my sisters and brothers in love. You know, we don't say mother-in-law and father-in-law anymore. We say mother-in-law and father-in-law. We are changing the whole thing. We are taking father's leave. Mother-in-law, father-in-law. That word has magic. In love, we were conceived. In love, we were nurtured. In love, we were born. And in love, we should pass our life. Love, Baba says. Love, love, love. Sairamji.
On our behalf, I want to thank Pandit Kupchand ji. This is his humble interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita, and he has kindly presented this to us. So this will be in our center library. I encourage all of you to borrow and read this. As a small token of our love, I request Brother Bhaskar to please present Pandit ji with a small souvenir. Sairam.